Hello everyone, and welcome to my Dungeoneering guide. This will be my Dungeoneering boss guide for the frozen floors. Every floor that you attempt will have a boss at the end of it. Your team will have to kill this boss in order to use the exit and get their Dungeoneering experience. There are a whole range of different bosses, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. Bosses will be more difficult if your team is more experienced in terms of combat stats. Feel free to skip to one of these bosses if you need one in particular. If the boss you want wasn't on that list, click one of these annotations. Astia Frostweb is one of the first Dungeoneering bosses that you can encounter. To kill her, you'll just need to attack her. Her attacks are magic based, so you should use protection from magic whenever fighting Astia. If you use protection from magic though, she will summon ice spiders to help her, which use melee, so they can hit a lot of damage on you. She also has an attack which can hit through your protection from magic prayer, which will act kind of like ice barrage, so you won't be able to move. If you have range attacks available to you, you should definitely use those if you're frozen. In addition to this, she can also change her protection prayer as well. And I think this changes roughly every 30 seconds. And she can use any of the protection prayers, magic, melee, or range. So if she's using melee prayer, for instance, you won't be able to hit her with melee. So it's always useful to bring at least 2 attack styles when killing Astia Frostweb. When Astia is killed, you'll be able to finish the dungeon. Another of the early Dungeoneering bosses is the Gluttonous Behemoth. To kill this one, you'll notice that there's a Bovie-Mastix corpse in the corner of the room here. In teams of 2 or more, there'll be another corpse in the other corner of the room. You'll have to place yourself between the corpse and the Gluttonous Behemoth. Otherwise the Gluttonous Behemoth will start healing itself extremely rapidly once it passes half health. But as long as you and your teammates stand between the corpse and the behemoth, it won't heal itself. For prayer, you should use protection from magic if you have high melee defense. Otherwise, if it's directly attacking you and you don't have high melee defense, then you should use protection from melee instead. And that's pretty much all there is to killing this boss. When the behemoth dies, you'll be able to finish the dungeon. The Icy Bones boss is the last boss without a Dungeoneering level requirement. To kill this one, it's fairly easy. Just use protection from magic and then hit Icy Bones. Icy Bones can use all 3 attack styles, and he can also use an attack which will cause stalagmites to appear on the ground, and you can't walk through these. It's not advised to use protection from melee for this boss because he'll hit through that through most of the protection prayer anyway, so just use protection from magic with high melee defense, or as much melee defense as you possibly can. And that's pretty much all there is to killing Icy Bones. You can range him if you really want to, but he's pretty easy with just melee. Once Icy Bones is dead, you can finish the dungeon. The Luminescent Ice Fiend is the first boss in Dungeoneering with a requirement to kill it. To kill this one, you should use either protection from range or protection from magic, depending on your stats. If you have high range defense, you should use protection from magic, and vice versa. Once you damage the Ice Fiend a little bit, it'll start calling down shards of ice from the ceiling, and you won't be able to attack it at that time. Once it does this, you'll have to run around the room and escape these shards of ice. If you stop at any time, the shards will start hitting a lot of damage on you, and you don't want that, so just keep running around the room. This is very annoying in large teams, as all your teammates will be running around the room at the same time, and you might run into their shards of ice falling from the ceiling, and yeah, it's a real chaos in large teams. At the moment, you can use the group gatestone teleport. If you place that outside of the room, you can teleport using that, and then you can just wait for the luminescent ice fiend to be attackable again, and then re-enter the room. This might be patched in the future though, so don't rely on this method all the time, because it might be changed in the future. And that's pretty much all there is to killing the luminescent ice fiend. After a few times it will be eventually killed. Once the ice fiend has been completely killed, you can finish the dungeon. Plane Freezer Lakranas is probably the undisputed most annoying boss of the Frozen Floors. He's situated on a boss room where the floor is completely ice. So you'll have to slide around the room to get to him. He can use magic and range attacks. So use protection from magic because it's more dangerous than the range attack. If you're within melee range, he can also use a melee attack. And he has the really annoying ability to be able to push you backwards. As you're on ice, this will push you straight back towards the next obstacle in your way. This makes it really annoying to kill Plane Freezer Lakranas, because you might just be able to get to him and then boom, you get pushed right back to the other side of the room. Makes it really annoying to kill this guy. This can be negated just by using range, but obviously you won't hit as much damage on him because range doesn't hit as much as melee does usually. Other than that, that's pretty much all there is to killing Plane Freezer Lakranas. If you can, try and get yourself in this location where you can be in line with the pillars. This will mean that you'll only get pushed back less than 5 squares, and it's quite quick to quickly get back to the Plane Freezer. The worst position you could be is in one of the corners, because you get pushed all the way to the other corner of the map. If you're in this situation, try and lure Plane Freezer towards the pillars so you can then navigate much faster to him. But that's pretty much all there is to killing him. It's a pretty easy boss in terms of killing him, but it's just really annoying because you have to run around the room constantly. It gets quite tedious. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Once Plane Freezer has been killed, slide on to the exit, and then you can finish the dungeon. The last boss on the Frozen Floors is Tokash the Blood Chiller. He's probably the easiest boss on the Frozen Floors, along with Icy Bones. To kill this guy, just use either protection from magic or protection from melee, and attack him, and that's pretty much it. Tokash has a high weakness to fire spells, so if you can, fire spells will really tear him apart. He has the ability to be able to freeze you and your teammates, and then he'll use an attack which will shatter you from your frozen state, which will do a lot of damage on you, and you should probably teleport out if you can when he does this. But anyway, once he's dead, you can finish the dungeon.